What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the JR Experience. It's JR back with a brand new video. I want to start this video off giving my condolences and giving you my thoughts about Whitney Houston passing, the great Whitney Houston, the icon, the legend, the voice, without a doubt, the voice, and somebody that just graced us with her talent, one of the most pure talented artists musically of all time. Male, female, doesn't really matter. She held her own with anybody, any era. She holds her own. Maybe the greatest voice of all time is no longer with us. You know, passed age 48 on Saturday. Everybody already knows the news. Very sad, very tragic. You know, it really hit me. I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe it. You know, my girlfriend calls me up and I was like, and she just said, do you hear about Whitney Houston? She passed? Because you know, if anybody would know, it would be me. Because I would keep my ear to the streets and what's going on in music and entertainment. So she thought I would know, but I did not know. It hit me like, I was like, what are you talking about? So I ran to the TV, hit on CNN. There it was right in my face. I was like, oh, man. I think it was like for the black community, we've all been rooting for Whitney to do better. We all have been there wanting Whitney to get there. And it looked like she was turning around. She had sparkle coming. And it looked like things were gearing up for Whitney to look like she was balanced in her life again. Finally some balance and happiness and getting back to just being Whitney. But, you know, maybe them old demons, I do not know what happened that last night. But it was just so sad. So sad. We wanted Whitney to survive and to get well. And for it to end like this is just very tragic. Just very sad. And 48 years old, so young, not even 50. You know, it makes you think Michael Jackson died at 50, Whitney Houston died at 48. You know, all the great artists, they just die so young, and it's always something bad. And you just wish, like, why? But you know what? We don't know when we're coming in this world, and we don't know when we're going out, you know. So everybody has a time. Everybody has their number to be picked. So we don't know how we're going to go out in this world. But me being a fan of Whitney's, I think everybody's a fan of Whitney somehow, some way. And I just thank her for just being on this earth and just blessing us with her great music and her great voice. One of the all-time greats. When she was at her peak, nobody could touch her. Nobody could touch Whitney. And you just have to give her due, give her her credit, give her respect, no matter what. She, like I said, she held her own with the big boys. She will always be remembered, always, for her talent. Well, like I said, one of the most pure talented artists that ever hit this earth. She hit the ground running, 170 million albums sold. Love beyond belief, love from pillars from California to New York to all around the world. So she will be missed. So rest in peace to Whitney. My thoughts go out to your family, Bobby Christina, to Sissy, to Dionne Warwick, to her godmother Aretha Franklin. Must be a very sad, tragic time for them, of course, still fresh. And I just wish the best for their family to hopefully get over this when they need to, as soon as they, you know, get their grieving time in. And exactly it's their time to grieve. And I think hopefully everybody gives them their respect to grieve. But thoughts and condolences go out to their family. So sad, so sad. But we do have the music, and her voice will always live on, and she will always be the voice, and always somebody that all the singers who have ever touched the stage after Whitney all look up to her and have to say that she is the voice and she's the best. And just leave your thoughts about Whitney. How do you feel about the situation? Are you sad? And how did you find out about the news? And just give your thoughts. Let me know. I want a little feedback. I'll comment back and we have a little discussion about it. But leave your thoughts. How you feel about Whitney. If you're a fan of Whitney's, leave your best, your favorite song of Whitney's. You know, show your respect for Whitney if you can, you know, on the comment box, and leave any comment you feel about in this video. So, moving on, let's move on to the Grammy Awards. You know, last night came on CBS, 8 o'clock, 54th annual Grammy Awards. Started the show, you know, hosted by LL Cool J. LL Cool J, I thought as a host when he first came out, he definitely did a good job. And I guess they said, I just saw a report that he went off script when that wasn't on script for him to do that prayer. I guess that was all him. I guess he felt like he just wanted to do that. And if that is true, I think that was a beautiful thing to do, to have a moment of silence and to have a prayer. And and to have that moment. So I think kudos to LL Cool J for me. I guess he just had that feeling. He did feel like he was a little aggressive. He really was feeling it. And when he first came out to do his first monologue, you could tell that he was in the zone and wanted that night to be a good night and wanted to be music to be celebrated. And I think he did a good job. He said enough. He did enough. He stayed out of the way. He didn't get in the way that much. And that's what you want to host, to keep the flow moving, keep the show moving. So I think he did a good job as the host. Bruce Springsteen came out before LL, because then Bruce Springsteen got the show popping. I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I respect him, one of the greats of all time, of course. So he kicked off the show. But after Bruce Springsteen, I was very impressed by Bruno Mars. Very impressed, because I look at Bruno Mars as like a crooner, kind of like a Jason Mraz, kind of like a Jack Johnson kind of twist, and he like fine line, and then he gives you his little James Brown action like he did yesterday. And I've seen him do it in the past, but that performance he did last night was excellent. One of the best of the night for sure. If you have not seen Bruno Mars' performance last night, go check it out. You'll be impressed. If you did not like him, you'll be like, wow, he's pretty good. He's real good. And I know he's talented. I know somebody can say he's been talented. But to see him on that stage at the Grammys doing his thing like that, I was much respect to him. Definitely love to see him live one of these days, because he looked like he could put on one hell of a show. Definitely a showman. And you don't see that much these days. People that are showmen, dance, give you this voice, and give you the band in the back with the trumpets. So I thought that was real good. So it was an excellent performance. Moving along to Chris Brown. Chris Brown danced on the blocks and on a pyramid, it looked like. He did Beautiful People. I forgot what he did. I think he did one of his new cuts that's coming out on the new album later on this year. Somebody, if you know the Chris Brown song that he did, let me know. The name went out of my head. If I come back to it, I will. But leave it in the comment box, if you know the song Chris Brown performed. The first song. He definitely did his dancing thing. That's what he always does. Chris Brown can get down with the best of them. One of the best dancers we have. One of the most talented artists that we have. Congrats to Chris Brown on the best R&B album. That was a tough category to win. It could have went to either one of them, because all those albums were good, including Chris Brown's, and he won. And a lot of some backlash that he won. And yes, he abused Rihanna, but it does not mean that he cannot get no more success. He's gone through that. It's over with. People need to let it go. He won. He won, and I think it was well deserved as well. Kelly Price had a good album. Lettucey had a good album. R. Kelly's album was really good. So kudos to Chris Brown. I was happy for him to finally get a little pat in the back from the industry, because the industry has kind of turned its back, but after the Rihanna situation, and it seemed like maybe the industry is opening them back the door again. With the success of the Fame album, and with the Grammy now, Best R&B Album, very good look for Chris Brown. So good performance, like always. I just wish I want him now. We know you can dance. We know you can jump around and dance from block to block. We know you can just do anything when it comes to dancing. But I just love to see him just grab the mic and just sing a little bit, and sing a little song for us one time. Because Chris Brown's voice is not bad. I know he dances so much he can't just do it all. Very few can do that. I just want him to just stand and sing. Let's hear that voice, because people will forget, and all we'll know you as is just all you do is dance. We want to know you, and we know you can sing. So, moving along, Rihanna did "We Found Love." Rihanna on the ground. First of all, before I get to Rihanna, if you saw the red carpet, you saw what Rihanna was wearing. Definitely the best dressed woman. Best dressed. That has to be it. The backless dress, tight. She looked amazing. Amazing. She looked damn good. She had that tan, and she had that hair. A lot of people didn't like the hair. I thought it made her look very exotic to me. But she looked good, and she knew she looked good. She was working that, that black. Looked good on her. So let's move along. I can go on that all day long. She did "We Found Love," did like a strip version of it. Just doing like kind of an acoustic strip version. I thought it was really good for her to show off a little bit of her voice. Even though Rihanna's not the best singer in the world, but at least she did a little something. It's like, okay, I see you, Rihanna. And then when she got into "We Found Love," which is a big hit for her, and then started doing the jumping around, finally got a little choreography going. I liked Rihanna's performance. I thought she did really well. Then she came in with Coldplay, and they did their little duet, and then she went on her way, and then Coldplay finished out the rest of the song. But I think Rihanna did a really good job. You definitely showed off a different side. I want to see. Everybody wants to see Rihanna just dance. You know, keep incorporating that into your performances. So I hope she does continue to include dancing into performing, because she's young, she's pretty, she's vibrant. Keep that going. Instead of just walking back and forth on stage, show some showmanship. And I just like that she was a showman a little bit last night, and that was good. She definitely put on a performance, and I appreciate that. So kudos to Rihanna, and on her Grammy. Got 2 Grammys last night, so congrats to Rihanna as well. Alicia Keys and Bonnie Raitt did a tribute to Etta James, which I thought was really good. You know, very small, very simple. Alicia Keys looked good. Bonnie Raitt, they both sounded good. Alicia Keys, you know, Alicia gets on them keys on that keyboard, starts doing a little thing. You can't stop. That's when she's in her element. Thought that was very nicely done. Very good. I want to see Alicia Keys get herself out there, because with a lot of stuff going on, you know, she kind of falls under the radar with the Rihannas, Katy Perry out, all the other female artists, Beyonce. You know, Beyonce's down right now with the baby. But, you know, time for Alicia Keys maybe to, hey, time to go push that album out real fast. Get your name back out there, because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of artists that are getting a lot of buzz. Adele, Nicki Minaj. And you see, like, people starting to forget about Alicia Keys. Like, oh, Alicia Keys, yeah, she's good. Alicia Keys is damn good. One of the best artists that we have out there. So get yourself out there again, Alicia. So let's keep going. Adele, give it to her. Kudos. Great night for her. 6 Grammys, tying Beyonce for the most Grammys in one night by a female artist. Definitely well deserved. I'm not the biggest Adele fan. I just know she can sing, and she did a really good job last night. Sang her behind off. Everybody was looking forward to it, and she definitely delivered. Well deserved. Well deserved for 21. You knew she was going to sweep. It was her year. She was on top of the charts all year long. Album still damn near on top of the charts. #1 single. She killed it. She killed it in 2011 and still killing it off of this one album. So kudos to Adele. She's going to be a force for a long time. Bigger fan base, bigger going. She's now a true star. And you can tell that she's a real person, that she is real. That is Adele. No faking the funk. She's just straightforward as it comes. Her real emotion. It's good to see her get her break. She's not the mold everybody sees, what everybody wants as an artist. She's just Adele. And I think the people just refreshing. Very refreshing. So kudos to her. I want to talk about the Whitney Houston tribute. Jennifer Hudson saying "I Will Always Love You," which I think was very beautifully done. She when they put all the people that passed the past year, and then left it with Whitney, and then boom, here comes Jennifer Hudson. Very well done. Jennifer Hudson, you know, was going to sing that out the park. Very touching moment. You could tell Jennifer was getting a little emotional about it. Just a beautiful rendition of "I Will Always Love You" to remember Whitney, especially with a person with a big voice like Jennifer Hudson. Yes, I do feel like a lot of people feel they could have did a hell of a lot more with Whitney. They could have did a hell of a lot more. They could have gone out there and there was a lot of people in that audience. They didn't have to get, yes, everybody wanted to get Beyonce. You know, there's reports Beyonce, Celine Dion, who else was supposed to be? Patti LaBelle, but that wasn't true. You know, that has been a stretch. It would have been beautiful, because I hope it was going to happen, but it didn't happen. But they had Kelly Rowland out there. They had Lettucey out there, Kelly Price. All those girls can sing. They could have pulled something together out of a hat and just did a little jam session and just sang. But it did not happen, and it is what it is. But they could have did something more. They could have did a little bit more with the people that were there. They had Lady Gaga sitting there with that stocking cap on, or the fishnet. She could have ripped something up and maybe sang. She ain't the big great singer. She could have got at least been on the keys or something. They could have did a little bit more. They could have put something out there for Whitney, because Whitney definitely deserves it. But it was definitely short notice, so it's understandable. But as a fan's perspective and a person who left so much of a mark on the music industry, you could have gave her even more. So maybe next year. Maybe next year's Grammys, they do pull out all the stops. BET Awards, take heed and pull out all the stops for Whitney. So get to working. And last but not least, I want to talk about Nicki Minaj. I don't know what that performance was. I don't know what that was. I was sitting there on my couch like, what the hell was going on? What was that performance? I didn't get it. I know what you were trying to go for. You looked crazy when you walked in, and you looked even crazier as you walked out. I know you're trying to push the envelope, and it seemed like you're trying to be the black Lady Gaga. Just do you, Nicki. Just rap. You know, you're trying to do a lot of things, and nobody is getting it but you. And your fans, some of your fans, don't jump on me. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Just go check on Twitter and Facebook. People were not liking it. People were not in love with it. And it just wasn't. It wasn't. It just was weird. It didn't work. It didn't come off to me very well. It just seemed like it was just crazy. And it was just weird. It was like, to me, like damn near career suicide to me. It was like career suicide. I was like, are you really doing this right now? And it just, on that big of a stage, it was definitely probably one of the worst Grammy performances of all time. No doubt. It was terrible. Entertaining, was it entertaining? Yeah, but to look at, watch, it was like you're watching a train wreck. It was like you're watching somebody commit career suicide. That's just my feelings about it. You know, you gotta leave me your thoughts about Nicki Minaj. Did you enjoy that performance? And you know what? I just don't know what that was. You're better than that. You're much talented than that. Your flow is good. You just rap and get back to basics and stop trying to do all this antics that just is very unnecessary. It's all unnecessary. You know, I know you're trying to push an album, you're trying to push the envelope, but it's not working. It's not working. So that's my thoughts about the show. Those are the people. If I'm missing anything, y'all let me know. I think I touched on all the bases that I want to touch on. The show overall, to me, it was ups, it was downs. I'll give it maybe a C plus on the overall show. But it was a good watch. Could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better. They got some more heavy hitters, especially for the Whitney tribute. I think that was really lacking and missing. So, video is pretty kind of long, longer than my longest video of all my videos. But leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the JR Experience. Follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Facebook. I'll put that in the more info box. So, hey, like this, rate this, comment, do all that for me. All right? I'll see you when I see you. Peace! I'm through.